I was brought to my office by Miss O. She wished me a Happy New Year 2011. I returned to the well wishes and I asked her how her vacation was. I then immediately began speaking about the snow blizzard, and she reminded me that I had asked her a question and should wait for her answer. I apologized, waited for her response, and then continued my statement about enjoying the snow. I mentioned playing the snow with Nikki, getting into a snowball fight, but playing overall nice together. I furthermore mentioned to visit Dr. Jerry with Nikki for him, and then stated that I wanted to be sick. She asked me why, and I replied wanting to check my Facebook profile. When we discussed how one feels when sick, what I wouldn't be able to do, like going to school and learn, and what I could do when healthy. Checked my Facebook profile after school, and she asked me again if I still want to be sick. I replied no. I then proceed to talk about the presents I received on Christmas from Santa. She asked me if I saw Santa, which must have confused me because she answered with yes and no. She rephrased, asking me what I received the present. I said morning, and if they were there when I got up, which she said yes to, and thus clarified that I did not see Santa that morning. I was excited about my gifts and mentioning having gotten in the same board game as Miss Nislow. It's called Go to the Head of Class. She asked me if I ever played it at Ma'am's. I said no. And if I know how to play the game, I said no. We brainstormed how I could find out how to play the game, and I came up with asking Miss Nislow during reading class. We then spoke about how to best approach Miss Nislow and what to be careful about, like interrupting in the middle of class when not appropriate. I moreover reported having had family over for Christmas and having played with my little cousin Jeremy. I first said I played with my cousin, but she was tired. But then said he is fun. She pointed out to me that she is not clear if a cousin is a boy or girl, and I corrected her myself. It was a boy. She connected this example to the social communication points we discussed during earlier sessions, how my mistake can cause confusion. She asked me to look at her face to read my social cues about not having understood me properly. We role-played similar scenarios. We then discussed how my first 2 days back at school went. I first said great, but mentioned social studies and English being difficult. I mentioned having difficulties yesterday with a flipped assignment, to be confused about the famous people being discussed in the social studies. I mentioned Alexander Bell and Henry Ford. She asked me what I could do about it, and I mentioned speaking to my mom and her teachers, and Miss Weissman. She asked me if the after-school program is helpful, and I said yes. She encouraged me to speak to Miss Weissman and my mom again about what I don't understand. She has also informed Miss Weissman of her statement. I then wanted to talk about New Year's and reported to have watched the ball drop from my bedroom and having stayed up until 1:30 a.m., I seemed to have enjoyed myself. She then asked me if I remember our discussions from before the break, and at first didn't want to talk about it. She asked me to just list some of the things I need to be aware of when interacting with others, and I mentioned hands to myself, give everybody space, monitoring an arm's length, being patient, and sharing. Apparently, I had some small difficulties sharing the ball during gym this week. She praised me and encouraged me to implement those strategies. I then asked her if I could interview her about Calhoun, and I asked questions related to my friends at Calhoun and how they are doing. I then wished her a good day, and we walked back to Miss O while she informed her about a picture she made one of the teachers in the testing room, asking everyone to keep the closet clean.